Since the start of this year, we've seen several violations of the line of control, and relations between the two countries have been strained. With the result, of course, that the Indian Prime Minister has said it cannot be business as usual with Pakistan, and the peace process has been stalled.
So those bilateral talks then, in your view, little chance of them resuming?
I think there is today an opportunity with the return of Nawaz Sharif as Prime Minister for the third time to move forward on the peace process. Nawaz Sharif has made it very clear that he wants to normalize relations with India. He wants to boost trade relations. And the Indian government has reciprocated by saying that it wants to chart a new course. So there is an opportunity today for both countries to move forward. But the key is really in the first meeting between the two prime ministers next month on the sidelines of the UN General Assembly in New York.
Will those talks have been tainted, though, by these recent violations on the border?
There is some tension on this issue. There are constituencies in both India and Pakistan that do not want these talks to go ahead. On the Pakistani side, I think for Nawaz Sharif, a key element is the relationship that he is able to forge with the army. The Pakistani army and Nawaz Sharif have had difficult relations in the past. Nawaz Sharif was ousted by the Pakistani army in a coup in 1999. At the same time, Nawaz Sharif is seen as being soft on militants within Pakistan, some of them who have been targeting India. And amongst these two issues, there is the backdrop of the American withdrawal of forces from Afghanistan that actually sharpens the conflicts within Pakistan. On the Indian side, there are tensions in terms of the opposition are desperate for a change in government with elections taking place within 12 months and are very keen to ensure that A, Parliament is disrupted in India, and B, that the Prime Minister of India is not able to gain any foreign policy achievement in the next few months.
And how much do both countries stand to benefit from getting relations back on track?
It's important for two reasons. Firstly, in terms of bilateral trade and economic relations, there is an attempt to really sort of move forward on the most favored nation status granted by Pakistan to India most recently, but yet to be implemented. There is also an issue of the political relationship between the two countries because for India, it is important that Pakistan be a stable country. Instability in Pakistan does have implications for India's security.
What about people in Kashmir itself? They're in this limbo now for 60 years, effectively.
There have been talks that have taken place between India and Pakistan on Kashmir. These talks are now stalled, but the hope is that when the two prime ministers meet in New York next month, they will announce the resumption of the dialogue between the two countries, where Kashmir will be an important element. But it hasn't been easy for the Kashmiris for the last few years because they have actually found themselves involved within the India-Pakistan context and the tensions between the two countries.